Thank you, everybody. Kim accidentally knocked off my thank you blue button. We've got a red bucket back there full of these, so take a handful and pass them around. I'm on the radio every day, typically hollering about certain things. And one of the issues that I've been really upset about the last year or so is this notion that we live in a country right now where so many Americans no longer respect our men and women in blue. That's just craziness. We saw it really sort of propel after what happened in Ferguson last year. We've heard dangerous words from our leaders, our political leaders, many of our community leaders, questioning the work that our police officers do, our cops do, our men and women in blue do. And I'll tell you what, the most wonderful aspect of having a radio show is I can say whatever I want, and I've used the microphone to scream on a regular basis that we need to stand with our cops. Not a day goes by. Not a day goes by in this country where and when a police officer somewhere in this country is not disrespected or attacked. I mean, this just startles me. Attacks, unprovoked attacks on police officers in this country has skyrocketed the last year and a half. Think about that for a minute. Unprovoked attacks. What happened down in Tennessee a couple weeks ago? A police officer in uniform, in his driveway, sitting in his squad car is attacked. These sorts of things are going on all over this country, and it needs to stop, and it's not going to stop unless we bring attention to it. It's why I love this button, and again, I encourage you to make sure you're wearing a thank you blue button, and I encourage you as well. What I love to do, and I love it, it bugs certain people, because I love to say on the radio every day, thank a cop today, thank a police officer today, every single day. And the beautiful thing about our men and women who serve us, and they do serve us, they do not like to be thanked. Like our veterans, our police officers do not like to be thanked. They do not want the attention. They do not want any of the notoriety. They just do their jobs. So I'm thinking about coming up with a button, Helene, that would say, make a police officer blush today. I think that could be kind of catchy. Make a cop blush because they don't want the attention. But I'll tell you what, talk to your kids, talk to your grandkids. This is a message we need to pound home. Thank a police officer every single day. Stand with our men and women in blue. I believe it. I believe our cops are under attack. I believe that our police officers in this country are under attack. And my Lord, whoever thought you'd live in a country where that would be the case? And I need to emphasize this again. It's not just in Chicago. It's not just in Baltimore. It's all over the country. It's police officers in suburban America and rural America. Every time they get in a squad car, they are at risk. You all know what happened a couple months ago. You all remember what happened a couple months ago. Memphis, the police officer filling up his squad car with gas at the gas station, never saw it coming. An evil thug came up behind him and shot that police officer dead. He never saw it coming. Many of us don't know what happened 2 weeks later down in
Houston?
It might have been Houston. A female police officer filling up her squad car with gas. a young man walks up to her and says, "Ma'am, can I protect your back?" This female police officer had no idea what this young 16-year-old man was talking about. And she said, "Why?" And this 16-year-old high school student down in Houston said, "Because I want to make sure you're safe while you fill up your squad car." And that 16-year-old high school student stood there while that police officer filled her tank. They took a selfie together and it went all over the country. This is what we have to do. And I don't care, when Kim said, "Joe, come on down," Helene and I jumped at the chance. It doesn't matter if there are 20 of you out here today standing with our police officers. This message we have to spread. And I'm going to use my big mouth. I'm going to use my radio show. I'm going to use all the social media. I travel the country and I speak. And this is always something that is foremost in what I talk about. You've lost it as a country. If you don't stand with our cops, we've lost it as a country. So it's time for us to fight back. It's time for us to stand with our men and women of blue. Make sure you take your thank you blue button. And ma'am, when you were singing the national anthem so beautifully, I kept staring at your thank you blue button. You did a wonderful, wonderful job. Wear these buttons. Thank our cops every single day wherever you are. Thank them. Stand with them. And Kim, it's not cold at all. I'm going to stand with you all day here. God bless you. Thanks, everybody.